Mr. McCarthy of California.
Gentleman from California, Mr. McCarthy is recognized.
I thank the gentleman for yielding, and I thank him for his work, and Rodney Davis's as well. Unfortunately, it did not come to the place where we could have a bipartisan agreement. Now, Mr. Speaker, today isn't just a day for debate. It's also a day for remembrance. It is Peace Officers Memorial Day and the second to last day of Police Week. So before I begin, I want to say thank you to everyone who serves as a police officer or as the family member of a police officer, including our wonderful Capitol Police and their families, who do an incredible job protecting this campus, its employees, and its visitors. As the guardians of peace, you are on the front lines every day. Despite the danger, you are undeterred from performing your duty. As a son of a firefighter, I know that you do not do your job for recognition or praise, but you truly deserve our gratitude, especially now. So thank you for everything you do from a very grateful Congress. Now, Mr. Speaker, the work of our frontline heroes is the definition of essential. It cannot be done remotely or by proxy. Why should Congress be any different? We are supposed to represent the people. We should strive to show a level of determination in our important work that is worthy of the police officers we honor today. The American people expect us to do our part to defeat this virus, just like they are doing on a daily basis. Mr. Speaker, Speaker Pelosi said in this exact chamber just a few weeks ago, and I quote, "We are captains of the ship. We are the last to leave." But proxy voting calls on Congress to abandon the ship and be the first to leave for months or possibly for the rest of the session. The Speaker is on the brink of launching the most significant power grab in the history of Congress. It runs counters to 230 years of House rules and even the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, our founders would be ashamed that we aren't assembling. I want every American to understand what it means for their members of Congress, to whom they lend their voice in Washington. It means that you can stay home for the rest of the year, but still get paid for the rest of the year, where many Americans will not be paid. It means that they can let someone else, Speaker Pelosi, consolidate power and do their job for them when they could do it for themselves. And it means that they will only participate in legislative theater while shutting your voice out for the real lawmaking process. A virtual Congress would be a Congress that is connected to the internet but disconnected from the American people. That isn't fair to our constituents, our colleagues, or our country. And it undermines the very purpose of representative democracy as our founders designed it. Roger Sherman, the only founder to sign all four great state documents, said in 1789, I'll pause until they're quiet, Mr. Speaker. The House is not in order.
Gentleman may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Roger Sherman, the only founder to sign all four great state documents, said in 1789, when the people have chosen a representative, it is his duty to meet others from different parts of the Union and consult and agree with them to such acts as are for the great benefit of the whole community. Sherman is right. Especially in a pandemic, our presence here, our Congress together matters. It matters to our constituents. It matters to our institution. And it matters to all of those who will come after us. This pandemic has claimed too many lives and livelihoods already. We must now allow this great body we are charged with safeguarding to be the next casualty if you pass this bill. In fact, aren't we proving today that we don't need a virtual Congress? In the middle of this virus, the House is conducting its business while following the health guidelines. We can do that at a committee level too. Our Republican colleagues, Mr. Cole, Mr. Davis, has submitted that plan for the People's House, for the committees to work in a safe manner. It is the only side that has produced a plan. And it was a bipartisan plan to move forward. It is about more than reopening a campus. It is about restoring America's voice. We don't have to choose between the health of our capital community and the health of this institution. We can continue to work in a safe and effective manner without overturning 230 years of constitutional and legislative tradition. Remote voting should be the final and last option, not the first and only. Unfortunately, rather than allowing the most reasoned voices to prevail on this crucial matter, my friends across the aisle have surrendered to the loudest voice. Mr. Speaker, as I look at this reckless proposal, I am reminded of what the great American author James Fenimore Cooper said in 1838. He said, "The most dangerous attacks on freedom are made by the largest trustees of authority in their efforts to increase their power." Mr. Speaker, I believe that's worth hearing again. It was said in 1838, "The most dangerous attacks on freedom are made by the largest trustees of authority in their effort to increase power." Cooper was correct, and that should concern each and every one of us today. By changing the rules to increase the power of a select few, Democrats will forever alter our institution for the worst. That will be the legacy that has left this Congress. A Congress that is a voice of people that are lent the voice throughout this nation to 435 members will now shrink to 20. We were warned that the dangers of freedom will come from those who the trustees of authority. We were warned, so maybe today would never happen, but now we are witnesses of it. In a few minutes, we'll be given the opportunity to make that choice. Will your legacy be what Cooper had warned the nation about? I hope it will not. If you are okay with overturning 230 years of tradition and allowing 20 members to control Congress, then vote for this resolution. If you enjoy being cut out of the lawmaking process, then vote for this resolution. If you ran to get a title but are willing to give your vote in return, then vote for this resolution. But if you think our Congress still matters, if you think the people's voice still matters, I urge all my colleagues to vote no. I know each and every one of you will honor the police for doing their job. Each and every one of you will honor all those in the medical community for doing their job. I know you'll honor the delivery driver. You'll honor the cashier. You'll honor those who are behind the check stands at Home Depot or in the grocery store, because you think what they're doing is essential. I hope you look deep in your heart, because when you asked your constituents to vote for you because you believed the job you were running for was essential for the nation, because I believe it is. I want you to look at your vote. Because if you believe 20 should have the power, if you believe you should have the title and not do the job, if you believe you should be paid while you stay home, I think we have a difference of opinion. I believe our work is essential, and I believe we're proving we can do it. I believe the Speaker when she said just a few weeks ago that we are captains of the ship, that we will be the last to leave, not the first to abandon it like you will today. A vote for this resolution is a vote to abandon this House, to abandon the Constitution, to abandon 230 years of tradition. You'll still have your title, you'll have no power, and worst of all, your constituents will have no voice. I lend back.